Welcome to drboystv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. And I want to, first of all, welcome everybody into the chat that's coming in and put your B1 in the chat to let us know that you're Black first. Today is a really awesome day. We all know about Black Wall Street, and I'm sure all of you in the chat know all about the story of Black Wall Street, the fact that we're building Black Wall Street. Well, today we are putting the bricks together to keep building Black Wall Street because we've got some amazing, amazing people that are in the building today. So Mr. De'Von Truvel is he's one of the faculty member in the Black Business School, and he taught a class called on the Black Wall Street game, and he's an inventor of this game and a really smart brother. And actually, before I move on, I want to ask my brother, how you doing today?
Look, I am blessed beyond measure. First of all, to even hear you call me a faculty member of the Black Business School is a surreal little opportunity and moment right there. That was cool. But I also just got back from Costa Rica with my bride, with my queen, celebrating our second year anniversary. So I'm still riding that positive wave right there. But happy to be here and excited to share what the scholars got as well.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you're here, brother. Glad you're here. And also we have little Miss Aaliyah. Now, Aaliyah, I've heard about. I heard Aaliyah's name before today because they told me about this brilliant little articulate young lady who is an absolute firecracker. And so I'd like to ask Aaliyah, how are you doing today, sister?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. This is like an honor being here. I'm so excited. So thank you.
Well, we're excited to have you. Now, how old are you, Aaliyah?
I'm 12 years old now.
12 years old. All right. So everybody give some encouragement to this brilliant young lady. I think that's awesome. You don't sound like a 12-year-old. So 12 going on 30. She sounds very articulate. I can't wait to hear more. And also we have Miss Nicole Tony. And Miss Tony, now what city are you in, Miss Tony?
I'm in Union City, Georgia, but I'm from New Orleans.
All right, from New Orleans. All right, and so you know what? I'm going to ask my brother De'Von to help guide me in terms of like the layout here. But I'm very happy to be a part of this. So tell me, De'Von, why are now? There are a lot of students that were in the class that were part of the program, which you guys had, and people on the team were telling me how it was going. I didn't get to make the sessions, but I heard great things. Why are Nicole and Aaliyah here?
Let's do it. And I feel like a lot of the stuff that we taught in the sessions, you probably already mastered, boy. So no worries on that one. But before I introduce the scholars, want to give a little bit of background on how we even got to the opportunity of presenting this school and creating the board game. So back in 2017, I participated in this camp called the Village Nation Uni Camp. It's out here in Los Angeles. We bring students from the Inland Empire, LA, up to this camp for a week to learn. And there's a lot of Black and brown unity up there. And in this camp, I realized none of these middle school students and none of these high school students knew about Tulsa Black Wall Street, period. Right. I asked them, like, you know about Black Wall Street? None of them. They're like, no, what is that? Is that the stock market? Like, well, I'm not sure. So leaving that camp, I was motivated to create some type of resource to teach them. At the time, I wasn't a huge fan of reading, and I knew that kids weren't huge fans of reading. So I knew if I can take something that I can read in books by Hannah B. Johnson, if I can take stuff from Think and Grow Rich, if I can take stuff from Powernomics, the amazing gem that it is. I know you and Dr. Anderson are tight right there. So if I can take some of these gems and values of the books and put them into a board game, it would be more impactful for our students to play it every day and their families to do it. So fast forward, we did make the game. We started doing workshops. We did have the opportunity of going to Tulsa during the 100th year commemoration and meeting the 3 last living survivors of the massacre, Mother Fletcher, Mother Randall, and Uncle Red, and have since been able to partner with them on some swag and stuff as well. But leaving that, we wanted to say, how can we do a better job at teaching these values and actually helping people start businesses, right? That the game does a good job at planting that seed, but we wanted to create an almost incubator program partnering with the Black Business School to get students engaged and learn how to go from idea to a business deck and really be able to communicate the problem, communicate who their audience is, communicate their unique values. So segueing to amazing Nicole and Aaliyah here, they were chosen because in their pitch deck, after the 6 weeks of learning business structures, 6 weeks of learning business models, value propositions, all that stuff, they were really able to present the best overall business model and unique proposition to the classmates, and it was a unanimous decision on who should be presenting today. So I'm very excited. Hopefully we'll have time. I believe Nicole, if you're ready, I want to start off with you, and then Aaliyah is going to be able to take us home. But Nicole already kind of introduced herself from Georgia, right? She's been
I'm
working
from New Orleans, but I live in Georgia.
Yes, ma'am. My apologies, Queen.
Okay.
From New Orleans, now representing Georgia, has been working in the accounting kind of space for some time now. I know
About
me,
5 to 7 years.
7 years running, right? And I know for me, like as an entrepreneur, as a creator, taxes and accounting, that's not my superpower, right? I'm a creator. I'm this side of it. When it comes to taxes, that stresses me out. And I loved in Nicole's pitch how she was talking about, I want to get to know my customers. I want to know them on a deeper level, and I want to help solve their problems, and so that they don't need to stress about accounting and about taxes. So I want to, introduce Nicole first to talk about her business in the connections, bookkeeping, and accounting services.
Nicole, please.
Well, first I purchased this program really for my daughter, and my niece, and we were kind of coordinating back and forth. She was in New Orleans and I was here in Georgia. And then for like the last 3 sessions, it was like, okay, now we had to do some teamwork and do a lot of catch up. And I started implementing what I was into doing and kind of like took over the show from her. But connections bookkeeping is all about trying to make sure that individuals as well as small businesses to mid-sized businesses are able to scale larger without having to focus on the red tape, staying in compliance, not being constantly affected, or how the IRS or any type of the taxing authorities constantly saying that they're not in compliance, they're not doing this, to take all of that guessing game out of it so that they can just focus on what they do best. Just like De'Von said, that he doesn't specialize in that area. So I think it's best that you find someone that does specialize so that you can only focus on your business. And building relationships, I talk a lot to my clients. I look at their financial statement, or if it's their taxes, either if it's an individual or a business. And I look at different things that's going on that lets me know that, okay, you need to be investing in something. You need to plan for your future. You don't even have a 401k and you've been working this job for how long, So I kind of, let their financial information dictate what I need to tell them so that they can move on to the next level.
Love it. And I know, Nicole, you're also in, the multi-family course with the Black Business School, the
Yes,
how to grow
I'm
your
in the
own
multi-family.
food. Yeah.
Grow your own food. I'm in the book club, so I got my Powernomic pack.
Nice. Oh wow.
Yes,
I love it.
I'm in a whole lot of stuff. So
Well, I really love that a lot, and I think that this is the motto. I mean, this is what we're aiming for, right? We know that we have to have a unique type of education to deal with unique circumstances, but also to take advantage of unique opportunities. I think there's a lot of power and opportunity in being Black. It's not, there's some hurdles, but there's also a lot of avenues that we can go down that nobody else can. And so let me ask De'Von. So was that what Nicole, was that Nicole's piece there about the business, or okay? And so we moved to Miss Aaliyah, who is all of 12 years old now. Now everybody in the chat, first of all, clap for the sister Nicole and give her support and encouragement in her business. And also Aaliyah, I have a daughter, a couple of daughters about her age. So when I see a 12-year-old that sounds the way she sounds and is doing what she's doing, I see a future millionaire. When we use that term Black millionaires of tomorrow, that term was selected with intentionality. Right. It's because there's a formula that goes into building a millionaire, just like you bake a chicken or you make some Kool-Aid, you put in the sugar and whatever it is, right? You have a recipe, right? And in our community, we have a recipe for Black Millionaires of Tomorrow, and she sounds like she's part of that recipe. So, Miss Aaliyah, please go ahead.
So thank you so much. Hi, my name is Aaliyah. I am the CEO and founder, so you can see the CEO and founder of Awesomely You, which is designed to help young girls like myself and adults feel comfortable and confident while they're on their menstrual. So for my presentation pitch that happened, I think Thursday, I have came up with a new invention, like a new product, and I think I can share my screen so I can show you guys what the presentation is.
Yes, it is. And while she does that, again, it's great. I want to give the same energy I gave Nicole to Aaliyah. It's been great to have both these scholars walk through. They've been very engaged the whole time, asking questions. And I think because they both had a business in mind from the start, it made kind of engaging with the course and asking questions all throughout that much better. And I see Nicole, laughing a little bit, but when you have that end in mind, you can educate yourself with that purpose. Right. So I love the fact that, Black Business School teaching the future millionaires, teaching future business owners. And as you're consuming this information in the Black Business School or in your regular K through 12, have that end in mind and educate yourself with that purpose. Aaliyah, hopefully I stalled enough for you to be able to set up that share screen. Perfect.
Yes.
Were you able to set up okay?
Yes. Can you guys see this? Hold on. Let me present. Could you guys see this?
Let's see. We don't see it just yet.
Okay. Sharing your screen and screen audio. I don't know if I can see it.
No worries. This is the agility of being an entrepreneur. So if you can, talk through it, Aaliyah, feel free. And I know that the energy is still going to be high either way.
Oh yeah. Everybody cheer on and let her know we patient. We got time. And I guess if it doesn't come up, also is there another option where she could?
I could just talk about it. Then yeah.
Okay, why don't we do that? But then we can also arrange for the presentation to be presented later if that's something you'd like to do. Go tell us about your company. It's called Awesomely You. Is that correct?
Yes, it's called Awesomely You.
Okay, and tell us about Awesomely You. I'm gonna put you on the screen by yourself, so don't get alarmed. You won't see us for a minute, but go ahead.
Okay, so Awesomely You is a leak-proof period panty line for young girls, young teens, and adults. As long as you have your period, you'll be able to shop Awesomely You. And let me just give you a little backstory. So when I originally got my period, I hated the feeling of staining and leaking on my clothes. So whether it's on my clothes or on my bed, anywhere. And I did see my classmates have to go through that same problem as well. So I was talking to my mom about it, and it just started as a little conversation, and now it became something huge. Now I have a whole period panty line, and the period panty line, some can be worn with a pad, some can be worn without a pad, and this is where my new invention comes through. So let me just talk about it since the screen sharing isn't working. So you know how, well, you guys won't know, but I'm just going to explain to you guys. So if you are on your menstrual and you have cramps, the first thing, if you don't have tea, if you don't have painkillers, the first thing that'll come to mind is a heating pad, because that's what every female uses. You'll be on your couch using a heating pad, or if you're on your bed using a heating pad. Heating pad, that's it. So one time when I was on my period, my mom told me we were rushing to go and pick up a family member. And I really didn't want to leave my heating pad because I wasn't cramping when I had the heating pad. So when I was putting on my shoes, I'm telling my mom, you know what somebody should come up with? They should come up with period panty pants, pants that are installed already with the heating pad and are leak proof. And if you don't want the pants, you can have leak-proof period panties with a heating pad installed that comes with a remote. So, yeah. So it started as a little conversation. My mom was like, I'll think about that. I'll invest into that. We'll see. And then it became a huge thing. We really talked about it. We contacted people, and now it's a real thing. And I actually have the product right here to show you guys.
Wow, nice. So this is a product that's done and it's out there. People are already buying this. This is available.
No, it's not on my website yet. It just got patent pending a few days ago, but it will be out Like I would say in September, around September to October.
Wow, I love that because it's well, both of you have done something that is important for business. I was explaining this to one of my son's friends, and I said if you want to make money in a business, figure out what people need and get them what they need.
Right.
Most of us, when we spend money on things that we need. And as I mentioned to you, I have two daughters, and I know that them and their mother, they're interested in your product, right? For obvious reasons, and I think that that's very smart of you. And what I also love is it sounds like you got your parents involved with the business, so your mom's kind of helping you with that. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, she.
Okay, I love that. Well, everybody, please say something encouraging in the chat to let both of these young ladies know how proud of them that we are. This is Nicole, Tony, and Aaliyah. And one other thing I want to ask you all. Okay, so Nicole, the name of your business. What's the name of your business? Oh, is Nicole muted?
It's Connections Bookkeeping and Accounting Services.
Connections Bookkeeping and Accounting Services. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna put Connections Bookkeeping and Accounting. I'm gonna put that below. I'm gonna put that at your in your name. Okay. See, it won't let me put the whole name in there, so I'm gonna put part of it in there. And just so you know, that's a little tip in marketing. You come into an interview like this, if you can put your stuff in, your name in there and your business, and then also, so Miss Aaliyah, give me the name of your company, Aaliyah.
My company is Awesomely You, AWESOMELIYOU.
Okay, AWESOMEL. You said
LI.
Okay.
YOU.
All right. So CEO Awesomely You. Okay, so I'm gonna put that below your name. And De'Von has put his name, Play Black Wall Street, which is a great board game. And so I'm gonna move back to De'Von. So De'Von, you came highly recommended. I heard great things about what you were doing with the Black Wall Street board game. So when you designed this concept, you first of all, you worked with your wife, right? Your wife has been instrumental in the process. Can you talk about that?
Yes, sir. So I highly encourage, and giving you a small backstory, highly encourage every Black couple to have an LLC or higher, just as for the tax purposes and the way that you can build wealth. Highly encourage it. But when we both graduated from UC Davis in 2016, we started our first company called True Health Forever. We were very passionate about holistic health. We have family members who have, diabetes, high blood pressure, have passed away and gone on to glory from cancer. And we're just trying to figure out how can we, as a young couple and, someone who wants to have a big family someday, start off with strong habits and values going forward. And in starting True Health Forever, we have our podcast that we do weekly. We have our YouTube channel, all that beautiful stuff. But our first product was actually Black Wall Street, the board game, to help increase economic health. Because we know in marriages, especially Black marriages, financial health or that financial status can be a huge strain and cause divorce and cause other things down the road within children and families. So if you can try to help economic health, subsequently, you can help a lot of other health parts as well. Well, we focus on economic health, social health, physical health, and spiritual health. And in economic health, there was a branding gap, and my students know this story because I say it inside of the course as a learning point. There was a branding gap between the health company of True Health Forever and the board game Black Wall Street, the board game. Right? Our customers didn't see the connection. We saw the connection because we know our long-term goals and we know where we're going. But when people got first introduced to the board game and then they saw on their credit card statements a health company, right? They're like, hold on, what's going on here? So that's when we pivoted to create the actual board game and created Play Black Wall Street as its standalone brand and DBA. But it's been a blessing because I'm a people person. I'm an on-camera person. I'm a creative person. I can do that all day. I love it. It gives me energy. But as I said before, the details, the taxes, the forms, the processing POs, all of the logistics stuff, that's not my superpower. Shout out to Nicole, who that is her superpower. Also, my queen, that's her superpower. So when it comes to paying those California taxes, when it comes to logistics on making sure shipping is on time, when it comes to just those small details, she really is able to step in. And then when it comes to teaching classes, the social media, the branding, I'm able to step in. So I love, the partnership and the compatibility of starting a business with your loved one. We've been able to learn a lot about each other's communications, love languages, how we deal with each other under stress, all things that are going to happen in a marriage regardless. So if you're able to start that business and learn how you deal with stress early, it can help out with stress later on. At least that's our assumption. We 2 years into the marriage game, boys. You know, give me 30, 40 more years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I love that. Congratulations on that. So, Nicole, let me ask you a question. So you are heavily involved in self-education. I could tell. De'Von mentioned all the different programs that you signed up for and all the things you've learned. In what way has being involved with the Black Business School been beneficial to your journey as a wealth builder, as a business owner, as a human being?
Well, it's helped me to look at things differently than what I saw. Like, you talk about the corporate plantation, and I was like, I'm at a brick wall, and I'm like, I can't keep just working for someone else, and I'm not getting the benefit of what I want. I feel like I was just trapped in the 9 to 5, losing time with my family and everything else. So all of the different things that having to start a business, being able to invest, as well as giving back to the community and looking at self first. That wasn't like my drive when I first started my journey into adulthood and raising kids. But it's like after the pandemic, things kind of slowed down, and I started to get online, discovering more things. And like once I saw you on YouTube, I was like, okay, this sounds like something I need to be grabbing onto. And so when you started talking about generational wealth, and I used to always say that we keep starting from zero, and we're never going to get anywhere if we don't build a foundation first in order for the next generation to latch on and just to keep building on top of that. So that's what I've been trying to work on. I've been trying to get the elders in my family to work with me, because it's like I've kind of surpassed them, but I'm still at the zero level, and I'm trying to pull my kids in as well. So that's why I got very in tune with the Black Business School and trying to take advantage of the different courses to give me something that I don't feel like the university gave. It was like you took a bunch of subjects, you studied here and there, but you didn't get like the real meat and potatoes of how to do. It was just telling you what to do, but it wasn't the how or the why, so to speak.
Yeah, well, that's you all know my background as a college professor. That's one of the things I thought about that a lot. This was after I had been teaching college students for a long time, and I think that what was going on when you went to college was that college is really designed to prepare you to be an employee. So if I'm preparing you to be an employee, I'm not necessarily going to teach you necessarily what you need to know to create the business or to really understand exactly how to build a stronger economic institution. I really want you to just learn how to do whatever the employer tells you to do, right? So college does give you that skill in terms of being able to go into the job with your resume, and they hire you and then they train you on whatever you're supposed to do with the job. So the college degree adds value to that point. But then when you get to that point where you are in our community, when you go back to your old neighborhood and there's no businesses to take that resume to, how do you build from scratch? Right. And that takes some special skills. And so I'm really proud of you, and I'm really impressed by everything you've been doing. And so I want to turn the attention to little Aaliyah, Super Queen. That's what we need to call her. Everybody type Super Queen in the chat, because I'm telling you, we're super proud of you. We're real proud of you. And what I'd like is when you mentioned that you got some help from family on this on your project. So talk about first of all, let's start with this basic question, Aaliyah. When you talk to your other 12-year-old friends, what's the difference between you and some of your friends? Because I know your friends don't talk like you. I got a 14-year-old and 11-year-old in the house, and I see their friends. So their friends don't talk like you. So what's the difference between you and your kids in terms of how you think?
So I'm so glad that you asked this. My mom and I were talking about this like a few days ago. Our mindsets are completely different personalities. Like, perfect example, I went to this amusement park, Thrills, a few days ago with my family. And I was telling my friends about that. They were like, oh, I need to check that out. But then again, I was like, that could be turned into a business right there. Like that could be an ice cream shop in the middle, because we were talking about all different types of businesses. So the difference is they're only thinking about play, 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 not how you can get money. Like, give that makes sense. So that's one thing. And I remember, like, with friends, I would just be talking about literally anything, and they would think of it as just as it is. Like if I'm saying there needs to be a Chick-fil-A around here, we can open up our own Chick-fil-A, they would just be like, yeah, you're right, they need a Chick-fil-A. Like not even I should try and invest in that, I should try and make that into a business. So
Well, I like that a lot. I love that. I love that. She's a manifester. She's not a person who says, I wish they would put a Chick-fil-A here. She's the person that says, let me go invest. They need a Chick-fil-A here. I'm going to go build it so that when they come buy the chicken, we going to get some of that money. And I love that. You keep on doing that, ma'am. I am super proud of you. And I think that what you're doing is extraordinary. And y'all got to forgive me. I'm just glowing like a happy father, because when I feel like I believe in the village. All these children are our children. And I hope everybody will join me and just, really surrounding this young lady with success. And also I will say this, and I'll actually I'll let De'Von kind of take us out. But when these businesses are ready, come back, send me the information. I will make sure that we give the proper shout out and the support to the businesses, because both of you have great products. Both of you are here because you stood out in the class. This was a 6-week program, and you two, Nicole and Aaliyah, stood out. And De'Von is a superstar. And so I really want everybody to listen and understand that, these are the superstars of our community. These are our superheroes. These are the LeBron Jameses and the Michael Jacksons and the people that we want to also cheer on, in addition to everyone else that we cheer on. So De'Von, why don't you take us out in terms of telling us what's next for you and where your mind is going. How old are you, by the way, De'Von?
I'm not an impressive 12 years old, but I'm a nice in the middle. I'm 28, loving it,
Okay.
and getting better.
So you're very young. You have to be young. The reason you have to be young is because if you're not young, that makes me real old. So since I'm not going to be old today, we're going to tell you, De'Von, most people in here, how many of y'all in here are older than the age of 28? Say yes if you are over 28. So you are a young guy. You got a lot in front of you, man. So tell us more about what's next for you, and then we can go on and wrap up the conversation.
Will do. So what's next? The main thing is the next edition of the board game, which is the masterpiece edition of the board game. We worked with over 14 artists from all over the world, literally black artists from India, from New York, from Georgia to Oakland to LA to England, everywhere, in order to commission specific art pieces to put around this. Some of them you can see on my wall in the background. Others have been highlighted in museums around the world. Others have started their own art galleries since being commissioned in the board game. So it's been an amazing opportunity. And this was also the board game when we went to Tulsa and we met with Mother Fletcher and Uncle Red. We handed them a masterpiece edition. They got to see it. There's video of Mother Fletcher saying, "Oh, it's so beautiful," and that memory is just glowing and bouncing around in my mind for forever. So that's going to be the next edition coming out. Everyone who's watching, you can go to playblackwallstreet.com, use code BOYCE-TV, everything spelled normal, BOYCE-TV. You can get yourself 20% off on everything on the site, including the next edition coming up, and these amazing shirts. There's 3 different shirts with our amazing folks on here. Again, Uncle Red, Mother Fletcher, and Mother Randall. Make America remember. We got I Still Smell the Smoke, I Still Feel the Fire, and we got Living Icons of American History. All the shirts, the ancestors will get, or our descendants will get 35% of those profits. So we have partnered with them to make sure that if we're, using their legacy and talking about their history, they should be getting a piece of those profits and proceeds. So we partner with them. They get 35% of the profits. So that's all for now. I would say there's a lot of good stuff coming up. So you can follow us on socials. Again, the website is playblackwallstreet.com, and you can follow us on Instagram at playblackwallstreet. One more thing that I want to highlight about Nicole and Aaliyah, another thing that I love. we talk about creating your MVP, your minimum viable product. Right. I know we have a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs or maybe entrepreneurs that are looking to do a pivot. Another reason why Nicole and Aaliyah were chosen today is because they have their MVP, they have their minimum viable product that they can create and already start to get feedback with people in their field. So I wish Nicole and Aaliyah, all the best in their endeavors. Looking forward to seeing your success. Everyone who's watching, please support, and definitely make sure y'all get started and take whatever one step forward you can in your own dreams and manifestations.
All right. Well, you know what? I want to follow up on those products, and and when you all are ready, we're going to make you both very successful. All three of you. I want to see all of you become millionaires because you have the right mindset. And one of the keys to power is to put our resources in the hands of people that are going to keep those resources in the community and are going to do good things with those resources. And so pay attention, everybody. When you look at Aaliyah, somebody, when you're 12 years old and you talk like that, somebody created that child. There's a village that went into working to develop that child at that level. 12-year-olds don't do that, y'all. 12-year-olds don't do that. But B1 kids do that. Our kids are gonna do that, right? So just pay attention, everybody. There's stuff out there for you. And by the way, if you haven't taken a look at some of the stuff going on in the Black Business School, there's a URL. Feel free to enroll. We are very, very, very family oriented. And I can just tell you right now that everybody here is going to be invited to the All Black National Convention, which is going to be the end of October. And we'll release details on that very soon. But get ready. We're going to Orlando the end of October. So go ahead and clear your calendar for that last weekend in October. That's when the ABNC of 2021 is going to happen. And it will be live and it will be in person. So I want to make sure everybody knows that too. All right, everybody. Well, God bless you. And it was awesome. And thank you, Art Zone, for your donation. I appreciate that. I see you in there. And everybody just say good job. Type good job in the chat. Black excellence, whatever, or B1. Put your B1 maybe in the chat to let everybody know how proud of them you are, because this is what it's all about. So everybody, please have a wonderful day. Hit the thumbs up button on your way out. And thank you again to our special guests. And we'll see you all very, very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank